I'm away to America. My sister Rose arranged it.
I can't buy you a future. I can't buy you the kind of life you need.
But she'll come see me there one day.
Yes.
Passport, please. Step this way. Next, please.
Your character Alish, did I say that right?
You did, and
Yeah.
some people haven't pronounced it right at all, so well done.
Your character Alish is a brave young adult. What drew you to this role?
I think it was her bravery. I really admired that she's sort of able to come through the fire of, you know, homesickness and the fear of being in a world that she's not familiar with at all and just isn't home for her in any way to begin with. You know, the film really is about a young woman being able to stand on her own 2 feet and make a choice for herself, regardless of what that choice is. And I thought that was a very kind of empowering thing.
Now, we see the social and emotional impacts of a well-documented time of immigration. What might audiences take away from this?
A huge number of people in the UK and in America and dotted throughout the world, Australia obviously, I've been so many places, whose parents, grandparents, great-great-grandparents emigrated from Ireland, and in a way they have a very immediate connection to this story because it feels like it's sort of part of their secret history. And the hope when I was making the film was that if you make something very, very specific and true to its time and place, that something more universal will resonate out of that. And you know, the hope is that anybody who ever left home will be able to find something in the story.
I'd imagined a different life for myself.
I understand. But your life here could be just as good. Better, even, maybe.
There's a great cast of strong female characters. How important was this for you to present it to an audience?
It was very important, and it was great fun casting it. I mean, building up that ensemble and the degree of sort of wit and meanness and emotion is a great sort of cocktail to be playing with. So, and it's very rare that you get to have that many female characters in one film together, all jostling against each other and being kind to each other and being mean to each other. And you know, it was very rich material and very, very satisfying to work on.
There's a great amount of Irish humour in the film, and it seemed genuine when everyone laughed, especially at the table scenes.
Yeah.
How do you keep the laughter going?
But you know, when you have someone like Julie Walters making you laugh for 2 days straight, it's not hard. I think we all had the same kind of sense of humour. I mean, everyone at the table was, Julie was English and then everyone else was Irish, you know, so when we all get together we become like hyper Irish, and it goes to like a whole new level, and I think we all fed off each other's energy. We were sick of eating stew by the end of it, I'll say that much, but we survived.
They told you a date for the nylon sale yet, Alish? Never had a Bartocci's girl living here. Might get some inside information.
I haven't been told anything.
I bet you wouldn't let on if you had.
She's that sort. More loyal to her bosses than to her friends.
Like a red spy. Oh, dear God.
I'll thank you to keep his name out of a conversation about nylons. Might be everywhere, but he's certainly not in Bartocci's on sale day.
Sorry, Mrs. Keogh.
Brooklyn's full of the Irish, like home but different. What ended up being the biggest cultural differences in those who settled away from Ireland?
Well, I think it's probably how they deal with the aspect of the loneliness that happens, and it sort of defines who you are. And you know, when you leave your homeland, you go to a new country, you're obviously not from that new country, but when you go back to your old country, you're not from there anymore either. Your relationship to it has shifted, and you can't go home again, as it were. And what that means is you're sort of left with this sort of discombobulating sense that you're neither one place nor another. You're like in an exile, you know, and you're sort of hovering 1 foot above the ground. And how people deal with that is how they define themselves. And some people get very engaged with Irish culture, and sort of that's what leads to Irish bars and Irish dances and Irish, you know, that they need the connection with that and that way. Other people just get on with their lives in a way that feel that they sort of throw that off. And in a way, the film is a rather interesting examination of a variety of choices of how you deal with that.
Were there any particular scenes in the book that you liked that didn't make it into the film?
No, I think Nick found exactly the right balance.
The good.
Yeah, he really did, you know. And the thing is that, you know, at the end of the day, film is a different format. So things are always going to have to be compromised, and elements of a book are always going to be cut short or taken out completely, or maybe kind of dialed up a little bit, and it's simply because you're dealing with a different kind of audience, you know, and you have to tell a story in a shorter amount of time. So no, I think, you know, I'm not going to tell Nick Hornby how to do his job.
You did a good job.
You did a good job.
Tony, I want you to know that I don't know what I want you to know.
Just where you make your bed.